Want to know what to expect on the language section of the SAT? Knowing exactly what kind of questions to expect can definitely help you be better prepared. Hi there, I'm Janie. I've been a private SAT tutor for over 15 years. I've helped countless students improve their test scores and get into their university of choice. I have lots of tips, strategies, and knowledge that I can share with you. The SAT fully transitioned from number 2 pencils and filling in bubbles to digital format in March of 2023. The change was not just changing to digital format. The content, length, and structure of the test also changed. I analyzed the 6 practice tests put out by College Board for the new digital SAT to see what type of questions appear and with what frequency they appear. Obviously, this information is only useful if the practice tests put out by College Board are an actual reflection of the real content of the test. If you've already taken the test and noticed that this is way different, please drop a comment. So I've divided up the questions within the language section into 4 broad categories: vocabulary, reading comprehension, grammar, and note-taking. You can see the percentage that each of these categories represents. And the biggest takeaway is that the majority of the questions are in grammar and reading comprehension. The first section is the vocabulary. Those would be the first questions you see in the language module, ranging anywhere from 4 to 8 questions, and they make up 17% of all the questions in the language section. Now, being the obsessive analytical little weirdo that I am, I also analyzed like the subcategories within the category to see how many of these questions there are of each. Reading comprehension questions vary a lot. Some of them include poetry, others have charts and graphs, etc. So here's the breakdown, more or less, of the questions within the reading comprehension section. You can see that determining statements that weaken or strengthen the claim or the hypothesis make up 8% of the questions. Graphs, charts, and tables around 7%. Determining conclusions or suggestions made by a text are around 6%. And determining the main idea and main purpose of a text combined make up 5% of them. The grammar questions make up the largest chunk of this section in the language module. And the type of question that appears the most is mid-sentence punctuation. There are 5 mid-sentence punctuations that are tested, but the comma is the most common. So it is very important that you understand the rules for comma usage and how to identify comma splices. Before I get to the last category, I want to emphasize that even if a type of question only appears 1% of the time, that doesn't mean you should ignore it. The more familiar you are with the majority of these types of questions, the better off you will be the day of the exam. And when I was analyzing these questions, I did find that the distribution of the questions varied a lot. Sometimes a certain type of question would appear 4 or 5 times in one practice exam and appear no times in another exam. The last category is writing from bulleted notes. These type of questions make up 11% of the questions in the language section. And I've made a previous video explaining how to answer these types of questions quickly and effectively. So if you want to watch that, you can see my other video. If you'd like to see examples of any other type of questions on the SAT, drop a comment and I'd be glad to make a video.